All right, dudes. So a quick video on Happy Easter, by the way. Quick video on suppressor stuff, suppressor cleaning, maintenance, that type of thing. Um, yeah, so I guess first thing I need to do is quantify this thing, and that is I have only used Surefire suppressors since 2007 when they first came out. My team bought its first 6. And then we tracked along through the years, updating those. I think the originals were the FSC 556 cans, which became the RC2, that type of dealio. And so that's all I've ever personally used. Now my team had a bunch of different suppressors with the 6 agencies on the regional team. Everybody bought their own supporting equipment, that type of crap. So over the years, dudes had all kinds of shit. Shit is a bad word, you know what I mean? Stuff. But ultimately, what it boiled down to is the Gemtex, the OSS. I think a couple of cats had the dead airs. I don't know. Bottom line is the whole team's running Surefires now, and so I think that says something for a team that's shooting at a pretty high volume per year. The other cans just weren't either holding up or they weren't doing what we wanted to do, and that kind of deal. So there's that. Dudes with. Sometimes I think too, you'll see guys with a mini on a short gun, a little 10-inch or 11.5, shit like that, and that's not what it's meant to be for. The bigger cans, the longer cans go on the short guns, short cans go on the longer guns, that type of thing, to give you the actual sound suppression. Now I don't really care. I'm not looking for ultimate sound suppression. I just want some. And so if I was running an 11.5-inch gun as an example, I would consider a mini on that. Just keep the overall length of the gun a little bit shorter, and it wouldn't bother me because I'm wearing ear pro all the time, even on jobs, active ears, that type of thing. So it's less of a concern for me personally and for my mates. The concern then goes to the citizens, and if you're breaking rounds off in a kitchen or a bedroom with people that can't be shot legally, and you're shooting a dude that can be shot legally, potentially you're causing some ear damage to the people in the room. And so to me, that's the biggest argument to chiefs of police and your risk managers is to say, hey man, this is what we need. So anyway, short preface on all that bullcrap. I just took my can off. I almost always shoot suppressed. And in fact, I can't even remember the last time I fired a round that the can wasn't on the gun. So you can see the adapter itself is pretty beat up. This is the one that I prefer, the open time war comp. If I'm going to shoot unsuppressed, messing around with all the different ones that Surefire offers, this one seems to give me the best of all worlds kind of thing with flash suppression. Not horrible like a break, gives me some shit with the ports being set up for a left-handed dude as far as keeping the muzzle down, and I just think it's an overall good one. Now, does it matter? I don't think it matters at all. It's 5.56 gun. Quit acting like it's a goddamn musket that you're firing a 50 caliber ball out of, for shit's sake. Is it giving you anything? A 1/100th difference in split times? Well, fuck right off. I mean, come on. That's just being silly, right? If there are other detrimental effects to the noise, the amount of flash you're getting, all that kind of bullshit on a fighting gun, then maybe 1/100th of a second difference in splits doesn't really goddamn matter. But that's me. You guys figure out for yourself, right? You got to go out and run some testing. Obviously, put the shot timer out there. Record a bunch of shit and see what you're actually getting out of that super loud, super flashy fucking thing. And if the answer is nothing, then quit fucking using it, is my opinion. I don't do much to them. This is the Surefire adapter cleaner. Stick it on there, give it a couple twirls. Going the other way, give it a couple twirls, and you should be pretty damn clean. So this one goes to here. It's then sized to go to here. And that's about it. On the tines where it clicks in, click, 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 right down here on this part, I will hit that after I've run that thing around a couple times. Get me a pack of these here stainless steel brushes from Harbor Freight. I don't care that they're not bronze. Yes, I'm aware stainless steel is harder than other metals. I don't give a shit. And so I just come in and I'll scratch those little the little tines up a little bit just to make sure that the can has positive clicks on it, that type of thing. On the can itself, right down in here where you can see, obviously if I turn this thing, this sucker was on there pretty good. I was able to get it up by hand this time, but I have taken a nylon punch. You can also take the handle of an old toothbrush or something like this, chop it off, and then create a punch for yourself out of the thing. There it goes. All right, so what I'm looking to do, right, is this thing is turning around in there. I typically will add a drop of oil right down in there or two, and then I'll just kind of run it around until it gets easier to move. Like right now, just doing it by hand, it's making it easier. And then the last thing, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but as I crank it down, I'm listening. Yeah, no, it sounds like all of my teeth are engaging. Everything sounds and feels hunky-dory on this sucker. And then the last thing I'll do is come in with this same brush, and I'll just give it a couple runs around on the inside, trying to break away any of the shit that might be on the collar. That's it. Tried CLR, dunked them in the tank, carb cleaner, brake cleaner, purpose-made cleaners, all this shit for carbon and this and that and the other thing. And to me, it just always seems to be a waste of effort and energy to mess with the thing, because it ends up just being dirty again inside of 3 shots. So I don't need that to get it on or off. And so that's the basic regimen that I'm putting this thing through. And that included when I was working, right? So I mean, sometimes the gun's dirty right now. And I'll lube it, and I'll probably shoot it the next class as well before I actually clean it. It's, I wipe it down, put some oil on it, that's about it. My duty gun, I would, after every range day, full 10-hour day of banging, I would bust it down and clean it up real good, but mainly for PMCS shit. I wanted to see if anything looked damaged, broken, that type of shit. And the same thing with the can, it would come off every training day, get it cleaned up, and then go back on the gun. But if I just went down and plinked a little bit, shot 100 rounds here and there throughout the week, whatever the hell, then I wouldn't tear it down and clean it up. So that's me. I don't care that it's, I think 4 ounces heavier now than when it started this one 5 years ago when I got this thing now. I don't care if there's carbon inside of it, man. It's going to continue to just blow carbon out as it builds up. The ones that we had at work that were verified 100,000 rounds on them, the 3 that we had, they were twice as heavy as when they started life. And I know Surefire went to cut them in half, and they wanted to look at the insides and the guts and what was happening with the baffles and shit. And they were gonna display them at SHOT Show, and then they didn't. I think maybe that as they started cutting and stuff, they just ended up basically falling apart. Those 3 were not in service anymore as on duty guns. They were just range guns with those cans on there, so for demos and shit like that for the staff to use to help teach new guys how to remove and clean their suppressors and whatever the fuck it is. So anyway, doesn't bother me at all. And so that's it. That's all I got on cans. If you got questions, let me know. If there's specific shit that you guys have, if you're using other types of cans. I mean, the question was specific to the RC2, but for Gemtex, the OSS, the dead airs, the this, the that, the other, whatever the fuck you got. If there's specific shit issues that you're aware of, throw it down in the comments so everybody can learn from you. All right, have a good day, fellas.